You guys can see it on screen. Oh, you would never believe how many hours and redo for this bag right here. Want to see how I do it? Let's go. This project is very impromptu. It's just something I randomly thought of and wanted to do. So let's go get our yarn. I don't have any special technique to determine how much yarn I need except eyeballing, so this looks good enough. I also have a habit of getting other yarn color for other projects, but that'll be for the next video. Now that we got all of yarn, let's head to the next phase, which is the design phase. Here's the game plan. For the body of our bag, we're probably going to crochet a very simple rectangular box. I'm not sure what to do with this flap up here, or maybe I'll bring this all the way up so we can fold it like that. And if needed be, I'll add in some cardboard to stabilize the structure and give it some more shape. As for our golden arc, I'm just going to crochet a flat piece of the arc, and we're going to use this technique called starching to stiffen things up. Last but not least, for our smile, we're just going to use good old tapestry crochet to change color and recreate that all too familiar McDonald's smile. So now that we have our pattern, let's proceed to actually create our bag. Yay! Let me show you something cool that I decided to do with this project. Every project, there's always a new technique or stitch that I've learned. So for this one, I decided doing single crochet, it's kind of boring, so we're going to switch it up. I decided to test out this stitch that if you look at it, it looked like basket weave pattern, right? So this is what all full single crochet look like, and this is what my alternative look like. I think it provides a more interesting texture.
3 hours later.
I think I made a mistake. Do you see it? So I tried the alternative stitch and now my smiley just looks weird. So I think I'm going to have to redo it and just frog all the way back here, and instead of doing alternate stitch, if it's a smile, I'm just gonna do a regular crochet. It's frog time. It pains me to do this, but it's something that I must. Luckily, this yarn is actually not too bad. It doesn't fray as much. I know if it were the other brand, which I'm not gonna name, it would fray and get caught. Okay, so I need to remember where I put my stitch before I forget. Let me explain to you what happened. This right here is my design. So on paper it looks great, but on yarn it's a different story. Do you see the issue?
Yeah, you got it wrong.
Now tell me that this does look like a McDonald's smile. I know what's going on to lead it to look like this, but I do have some theory. So let's break it down with me. First is the pattern. My pattern was too fine to translate into crochet. Next game plan, we're going to make it much thicker. Second is the technique. I'm just not good with color change in general, so you can see some color pick through here, and it is not uniform on this side as compared to this side. Third is actually my stitch choice. So I decided to make my stitch with the smiley to be single crochet here, but that creates a lot of functionality and structure problem for our bag. So for the next iteration, we're just going to keep the good old alternative with long and short single crochet stitch. Here's my test swatch here with the color change and the alternative single crochet stitch. It doesn't look that bad, but I think for the outer part of the stitch I'm going to do with regular single crochet, and then for the inner part I'm going to alternate it. Now that we finished making our sample swatch, let's switch to the fun part, frogging. Now I'm just kidding, frogging is not fun. Nobody likes to undo their work unless it's necessary. My bag now looking much better. However, there is one problem I have to deal with. Look at all those yarn tail. Oh man, this is going to be such a pain in the behind to sew all of that in. Can you believe I make sure to carry the yarn as I work, but somehow I still end up with this bunch of mess here. It is day 3 of our project, and I finished the next part of our McDonald's bag, which is these golden arcs here. If you recall from my diagram at the beginning of the video, we will need to starch these up so it can be stiffer. It is very flimsy right now. So let's come with me to starch our golden arches up. Okay, here we have our bowl of starch here. The recipe called for 1:1 starch ratio. Since I only have 1 tablespoon of starch, this is how little my bowl of starch and water solution is. And then these are my golden arcs. You probably can't see it on the video, but a lot of starch has sunk at the bottom of the bowl. So I really have to work and massage my yarn so that we get all our starch evenly coated in here. And to be honest, I probably have too much water too. Who knows what's going on? Right, so I already rinsed off the starch out of our arc, and we're just going to lay it on this towel for it to dry, and we'll check back in a couple hours. Let's work on our favorite part here and weave in all of our yarn tail. Honestly, like it's not that bad now that I actually work on it. I don't know why I complained about it before. So now that I finish all of my cutting and hiding off my yarn tails in here, I'm ready to move on to the next phase, which is putting the cardboard in here to kind of give this bag a more stable structure. Okay, let's go find some cardboard with me. Hopefully I still have some Amazon boxes left over. Okay, I got my box. I got my tools ready. Now let's measure and cut. I got news to share with y'all. I think I might have to do another round of revision with the top. So as I was cutting my cardboard and then put it in the bag to see how it fits, this is what I found out. Okay, so far so good, right? Do you see the smile? Oh my god, this looks so cute. Everything looks sturdy. I can't close the top. Look. I can't get it to close. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo. I should make the edge a lot taller so it can close. Let's head back to our studio and create some more rolls. Ta-da! Here's the inside of my box. I inserted the cardboard as well as sewing the button and the arch in. For the next step of our bag, I'm going to sew up the golden arches here so it just doesn't plop down like this. I feel like the starching, maybe I didn't add enough starch, and so it's super flimsy. I'm not sure how much starch you need. I thought I already used a lot, but apparently not. Okay, so I just realized there's a better way to stiffen the arc job without sewing it back on, which is our handy dandy glue gun. So I'm just going to glue it on instead of sewing it onto the back. I know you might consider this cheating, but I find it more efficient and I hate dealing with yarn ends. Oh my goodness. Here, a dollop here as well, and then right here. By the way, this arc absorbed a lot of the starch that we did from last night. You guys can see it on screen. Oh, there you go. That was a lot. So it did starch up, but it only absorbed the starch and not stiffing up. Okay, I think we are good. I just need to crochet the strap in now, and our back should be finished. Ready for our final result? Let's go. Here's some of my final thoughts about this bag. It was difficult, but I'm glad I made it through. Not sure if I would redo this project again. It's a possibility, but I wouldn't count on it so soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you.